This week we have Chad Kultgen from Dudesy, but the interview hasn't happened yet.
Yes.
But we probably talk about time travel in it, so I actually have it right now. So Matt, can you pull that up real quick?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, so everybody, welcome to a special interview. We recorded our full episode last night, but we got Chad Kultgen from Dudesy, from The Necessary Conversation, from Game of Roses. Yeah, big fan. Love everything you're doing. Huge fan of Dudesy, especially. Thanks for coming on. We're happy to have you here. How's it going?
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me on your show.
Hey, just to make you feel at home, I got something special for you here. So,
welcome to the historic 300th episode of the Not for Human Consumption podcast. I'm not Dudesy. Don't call me Dudesy.
I thought you might appreciate some AI action over here.
Yeah, I love that.
But even more special, just for you.
Chad, it's well documented that you may be the biggest Seal fan of all time. And Will always says, what a wonderful singing voice you have. So I thought it would be fun to find out what it sounds like if Chad sang Seal. This is Kissed by a Game of Roses. Begin.
Oh, nice. I mean, I can just Seal if you want.
I got it for you. I did all the work for you already. I already know what it sounds like.
Won't you tell me is that nothing, baby? But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become loud and no light that you shine can't be seen? I can wait to a kiss falls on the bridge.
Dude, that sounds pretty good. I mean, that your AI me sounds way better than the real me.
Yeah, his AI work could get you in a key.
People in no time.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So I just wanted to get that out of the way real quick. But thanks for coming on. You've been talking a lot lately about just the advances of AI and all that stuff. So I figured it'd be fun to do some AI on our end as well.
I love that. Absolutely love it. I think as these technologies become more ubiquitous, everybody's going to have stuff like this in everything they do, not just podcasts.
Yeah,
I'm obsessed with it. I have all kinds of. I've AI'd all of our podcast people. I'm actually making an album of us singing like different hit songs from throughout time. A lot of rap songs.
Oh,
a lot of good stuff. Interesting. Would you be cool if I throw "Kissed by a Rose" by you onto this for our Patreon people?
Please have at it. Enjoy.
Awesome. Thank you.
What, if I may ask, what program are you using to make those songs?
I am using Kit's AI right now for the voices. Okay. I can do like 5 voices now. I just unlocked their premium one, which is actually way better. I started using it about 2 weeks ago, and from then to now, it's crazy how fast it gets better. Yeah,
there's a lot of them. That one that is I think it's called AI World. It's a Discord server. That's the one that the dude used to make the Drake and Weeknd song.
Oh, okay.
For like 4 or 5 months, but that shit is fucking. That's probably the best like vocal mimicry one for singing that I've ever seen.
I haven't tried. I know there's a bunch of different ones that aren't as easy to get going with. The one that I found, like I can create my audio file of all the voice, isolated voice, throw it in about 30-40 minutes. I got a fully built AI model, and the new one I can actually upload more files to it to keep building it and making it better. So it's pretty awesome. Cool, it's not perfect, but it's good enough. When you throw some effects on it, it kind of hides all the weirdness.
Totally. And like I said, within a year, we're all going to have I feel like technology on our phones that's good enough to mimic anyone's voice doing anything, singing, talking, whatever, with full video of that person doing it. We're very close to all that.
Probably almost in real time too.
I'm excited for the additions to video games with it. Like I've seen the Skyrim thing with all of the ChatGPT powered NPCs and stuff like that. It's really cool to me. And seeing a game like Baldur's Gate, the new Baldur's Gate game that came out, oh man, would that benefit from some of that stuff.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, it's just going to revolutionize, obviously, anything that's heavily reliant on computers, like video game development. it's going to revolutionize a lot of parts of that. But I just think it's like every aspect of human society, entertainment or otherwise, is going to be drastically changed in the next 5 years with what all this technology can do.
Easily. You add that stuff to like 3D printing, and you know, I mean, I want the future of 3D printing to be those like molecular 3D printers, the ones that can drive like atom by atom and just make whatever. And then we get von Neumann probes, and we get the Bobiverse, and we get, you know, all that good stuff.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe, hopefully.
I want it so bad.
We ran a story last night of a simulation in the Air Force where the drone was taking out SAM missiles, and they were telling it to where the human operator was telling it to which ones to kill and which ones not. And when it was told not to, it killed the simulation of the operator that was telling it. Have you heard that story yet?
I have, and it's very reminiscent of like if you've ever read Isaac Asimov's I, Robot series.
Oh yeah,
it's basically a bunch of short stories that are all designed to tell these stories of robots or like thinking machines basically getting around what came to be known as the Asimovian Laws. These 4 laws or 3 laws, 3 or 4, I don't know. Basically, like if I remember right, the first one is in this world it's robots, but like let's just take that to mean artificial intelligence.
Yes, sir.
Any robot has to follow the orders, any robot has to protect humans at all times is rule number 1. Rule number 2 is follow the orders of any human.
Unless it violates rule number 1.
And then 3 is self-preservation unless it violates 2 or 1
or 2. Yep.
And so all the stories in that, or not all of them, but many of the stories in that collection are about robots figuring out ways to circumnavigate those rules for, in quotes, the greater good of humanity.
Oh, shit.
You know, like, if I kill this one person, yes, I am violating the rules technically, but that will allow me to save the entire human race, so it must be done. So I feel like that drone is kind of doing some shit like that. You know,
yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm programmed to like kill these fucking SAM missiles, and if this guy's telling me not to do it, well, I got to kill him because that I need to be able to do the job that I was made for.
Yeah, that operator got paper clipped.
Yeah.
I mean, there's gonna be a few casualties in advancement. It happens.
Oh, it's the few eggs in the omelet, Dylan.
Yeah, we'll get there. You know,
science is all about coulda, not shoulda. You know?
Well, it's like self-driving cars. We had one accident in Arizona, and somebody got hit by a car at night when they were crossing the street, not in a crosswalk, dimly lit, and then they shut the whole program down for a while. I'm like, come on, man! I just want the car to drive me. We're gonna have a few. There's millions of accidents every day of humans doing it.
That's very true.
The self-driving cars are doing okay.
I mean, we are nothing if not a species of terrified and greedy people, animals. You know. And
yeah.
Like, as soon as a new technology comes out, if one thing goes wrong with it, fuck it. You got to pull it off the table. It's got to be perfectly safe. All that kind of stuff. I've never really understood that, I guess. The argument you bring up is like a good point. How many human drivers of cars are killing people constantly, but we don't yank cars off the road, or we don't say people can't drive them anymore.
And I think there's been like 10 accidents for AI driving in the past like 4 years or something like that. Probably even less than that.
I feel safer on the road if the cars driving themselves.
Me too.
But so as far as Dudesy goes, I've been a huge fan since the beginning, but I do see a lot of skeptics out there in the world of the internet. Do you have anything to say to the people who think that there's not actually an AI involved with Dudesy, that it's all run by somebody behind the scenes handling anything like that?
I mean, the only thing that Will and I can ever say about anything behind the scenes or what the power of that AI is or how it works is that we can't say anything. We've signed NDAs and all that kind of shit, you know.
Nice.
That's literally can't discuss how that AI works.
A lot of people don't really understand how much can be done with AI, so they see things happening and they think that it's impossible because they just don't understand the magnitude of the abilities of like machine learning and all these different things.
I totally agree with you. I get DMs all the time that are like, well, if it was a real AI, like it wouldn't be able to do this shit. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That's literally like what's happening, like with voice modulations or stuff, you know? I get people saying like they think the Tom Hanks thing, that we really got Tom Hanks to read these crazy fucking things about like summoning demons and shit, you know. I'm like,
there's no way that Tom Hanks
that's not
gonna read that.
We don't know Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks wouldn't do this if we did know him. There's no way that, you know, that's a real Tom Hanks, but people think because it sounds a lot like him, you know.
It does. And the football baby. Football baby was phenomenal. I mean, was
great.
It was
I
relentless.
love that comedy.
Yeah,
it was that special.
I
don't think I ever want to hear Tom Brady ever again, but that was
it's like the tonnage of it. Like, I don't know, you know, it was technically an hour long, or roughly, I guess, but
jokes per minute was
he was doing was like, yeah, that must have been like a 2-hour stand-up special crammed down it. It was like so fucking relentless. I found that funny though.
No, it was I thought it was pretty good too. It was funny, and it was weird, and it definitely felt like AI in moments where it would get stuck in kind of weird loops and stuff like that. But then I don't know, it hit so many topical, hilarious things.
There were some bangers in it.
Yeah, there was some real bangers. You're like, damn, this is actually pretty funny. Like, it's making me AI is making me laugh right now.
Well, and that's kind of like one of the big disputes, or I guess kind of arguments that are happening currently with regard to AI, where it intersects with entertainment, is like, can AI be funny? If you use ChatGPT for any amount of time, you kind of know that it's like, you could ask it. I mean, if we're talking specifically about like coming up with premises or jokes or whatever, you can ask it to write jokes. You can ask it to write comedic premises for movies or TV shows or whatever the case may be. And largely it's like, it's not quite there yet. I don't think that ChatGPT can like cross the threshold, but every once in a while it does. It'll spit out something that's like, fuck, that's like legitimately a funny premise or turn of a phrase or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think we're beyond that threshold now, where it's like, I do think AI, ChatGPT specifically, can do funny shit, creative shit, all these things. And it may take, you know, a bunch of re-rolls to get that one funny thing, but like, it can do it. It is capable of doing it.
So
Well,
it's
you
in like
said-
a monkeys with typewriters writing Shakespeare kind of point right now.
I wouldn't even, I mean, it's definitely not that crazy. It's more like
it's all how you talk to it, how you learn to communicate with it,
yeah.
and how you learn to fine tune it, because that's what I found when I'm trying to get something out of it and it's not giving me what I want. I just got to keep asking it the right questions, and eventually it starts catching on to what you're looking for. I mean, you're teaching it at this, you know, trying to teach what you want it to do. So it'll get there.
Too.
It just takes time.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're very close to it. And I know right now I'm out here in LA involved in the WJ writer's strike, and that's one of the things that's on the table. One of the main talking points that the Writers Guild, doesn't want the studios to use AI in any way to generate scripts. And I'm just like, why? If my job as like a Hollywood writer could be boiled down to a studio or a network gives me basically a written script, and then they pay me the same amount of money to put the human polish on it.
Oh,
fantastic. Well, I'll do one of those every day. Line me up, you know? Like,
Well, and at the same time, how many scripts have you sold and they just shelf them and do nothing with them, and you put all that work into it you made the money, but you want to see the project happen, right? It's got to suck to see them shelf everything.
I've had one movie that I've sold. I don't know how many movies I've sold, a bunch. I've had one get made. The rest of them,
Burt Wonderstone.
Yeah. And even that one was like a horrible fucking experience of getting rewritten by a million people and having to go to my own guild to try and convince them to give me credit on the movie I wrote.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's a terrible process out here. And so for me, like the AI getting plugged into all this shit, ultimately what it means to me is not just my job for studios and networks will be made easier because the labor is going to be basically now done by a fucking computer, but it also means I'm going to get to make my own stuff in the very near future. Like I won't need a studio or a network to make a movie or a TV show. If I can write it and then plug that script into a program that will make those images and those characters and those people, I'm down. I think with, like Unreal Engine 5 and stuff like this, I feel like we are very close to a time when you're essentially going to sit down and make your characters in Unreal Engine 5, literally like a video game, like you're making your character when you're logging into fucking World of Warcraft or whatever else. Obviously more intricate than that. But then you can use those characters in whatever sets you want to build. You can have them speaking. I think we are very close to that. And at that point, I'm just like, who the fuck is ever trying to sell a movie through a studio again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can make it soup to nuts yourself. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, there seems like a lot of fear on the studio's end of, you know, what is their use when everyone is self-sufficient?
It's IP. I mean, the big studios right now, and you're seeing Disney win that battle. It's like, who has the big IP? Disney now has Marvel and Star Wars and Disney.
Oh yeah,
they won. You know, I don't. You've got like Harry Potter is mixed in there, which is Universal. What are the other big ones? I mean, that's really kind of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They also got all the Predator aliens, like all under one house. That's crazy.
So you can make that stuff
true.
too.
Yeah, that's old.
But you know, if you're just like Joe Schmo out there with some AI, you can also take Star Wars. This is kind of like that new
Rebel Moon.
The Rebel Moon, that's coming out, the new Zack Snyder movie. He was like, I want to make a Star Wars movie. And they're like, no, you don't get the Star Wars IP, the license. He's like, okay, fine, I'll call it Rebel Moon. Not in the Star Wars universe anymore. But like,
it looks awesome though.
I know, it does look cool as fuck. But you know, I think you'll probably see people doing that kind of shit where you could like spec out something, be like, look, I made a movie in the Star Wars universe. Here, do you guys want to buy it, Disney? And they're like, nah, it doesn't really fit in with our canon. Then you just change the fucking name and the characters a little bit in your AI, and you're like, fine, I'll release it as not Star Wars.
Yeah, I straight saw lightsabers in the trailer.
I know.
Yeah.
They were cooler looking than the current Star Wars lightsabers.
Yeah, they were actually like fire coming off them and shit.
Yeah, they had like an edge to them.
They're more like
That is bad.
So are we gonna get Pizza the movie then?
I don't know. It's up to Dudesy, dude.
I guess.
I want it real bad. I hope every voice Will's been doing for it has been in. I hope every character is just being
Believe
taken.
me, man, I fucking want it bad too. That thing's been in my head for probably 10 years at this point or more. I would love to see it made real. But yeah, I think things like that are definitely possible. Like what I'm really waiting for and hoping for is somebody to come out with some kind of app, program, website, whatever, where you can just upload a literal fucking script and hit enter and it gives you that movie. I think that will be possible soon. I just can't imagine it's not. That thing that those guys did
within 5 years, it's gotta be. It's moving so fast.
I know. It's so fucking fast, dude. I'm looking forward to that. I do think it's gonna happen soon.
I don't know. I do have it in. I mean, it'd be cool to feed it into the South Park one, but for some reason, it's not played by real actors in my head. They're all like Goofy movie characters. You know, like they're all that style of character for me. Like, you know, animals and dogs. I don't know why. It just is in my head.
Yeah, that's an interesting take on it.
No.
All right, well, I know you got to get out of here to your next interview. We appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Awesome talking to you, and
my pleasure.
I hope everything works out for you, and we get to see some more awesome stuff from you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Take it easy, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good rest of your day.
You too.
What a great guy that Chad is.
That was fucking good dude. Good guy.
You look terrified.
Hold on.
What's going on? Wow.
I was going to wah, 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 wah. And then I go, Walter. And he goes, holy shit.
Anyway.
I can't believe you're able to open your eyes that wide.
Is that why Walter wasn't at the interview?
Why?
Because you fucked him up in the travel?
Oh, yeah, the time travel. There's a time paradox.
Pushed me out of the slipstream.
Holy
Dude.
Yeah,
shit.
dude, there's a whole time paradox that happened.
Jay, that fucking killed me right now.
So,
Your face, dude.
That's
oh my
fun.
God.
anyway, thanks to the Dudesy guy, Chad
Chad.
Kultgen.
That was rad.
Yeah, thank
Rad
you.
I enjoyed that.